Валера, превью.
Dire team ban.
Там, где трое их сидит. Бери на двоих тогда.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Да, забирай. О, да, ставь.
Dire team ban.
Тележка.
Ten seconds remaining.
Можем зумить.
5 seconds remaining.
Фир. Валера, превью. Лера.
Radiant team ban.
Да, и полиция больше работает. В бумажках нежелательно. Четвертое превью. Четвертое.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Девятый эфир.
Ten seconds remaining.
Да.
5 seconds remaining.
Третье движение, пожалуйста, дайте. И просто летайте, не останавливайтесь.
Dire team pick.
Третий эфир. Валера, превью.
Radiant team pick.
Валера, эфир.
Shadow Demon.
Превью. Эфир.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team, pick.
Прием.
Storm Spirit.
Раз,
Валера, эфир.
раз, два, три. Раз.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Так, держим, хорошо.
Radiant team,
Третий
ban.
эфир. Ник превью.
Razor.
Ник эфир. Вторая эфир.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Центральная, давайте проедем по
Dire team
левому
banned.
столу, где герои. Просто проезд панорамкой слева направо. Потом то же самое сделаем по этому. По портретам героев, да. Пятое превью. Начинаем движение. Пятое эфир. Валера эфир.
10 seconds remaining.
И то же самое на...
5 seconds remaining.
Там стедик не залезет? Ника, пройди ближе к центру сцены. По углу взять, по диагонали кадр на команду.
Dire team,
Третье
pick.
превью. Саша, дай, пожалуйста,
Radiant
Валеру
team, pick.
на экраны. Третий эфир. Ник превью. Ник эфир. Пятое превью. Центральная эфир.
Ten seconds
Девятое
remaining.
эфир.
5 seconds remaining.
Третье превью. Третий эфир. Вторая превью. Эфир. Четвертое превью. Возьмите вообще, пожалуйста. Четвертое. Правый протикабль. Ник превью. Ник эфир. Подержи какого-то игрока. Третий эфир.
Stand.
Choose your hero, my good
Второй
friend.
эфир. Валера, линк коннектинг. Тебя нет сигнала. Ник, эфир. Вторая, возьмите общим, пожалуйста, команду. И если там будет пожимать там руки и подбадривать, то провести его. Тренера за... Саш, мы уходим в студию.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Вторая эфир. Back to you. Переход. Kyle, can you move a little bit to the center?
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, looking forward to this one. Indeed, I'm here with Kyle, ready to go for some Asta versus Forze. We've got a Meepo game, Kyle. Coming to that last pick, their response to Asta is the Sven. But overall, I got to feel like this is feeling like a pretty solid Meepo game. If this guy knows what he's doing, he should be able to run away with this win, right?
We could maybe say that. It's a big if, of course, but I do love the fact that they covered that Meepo with the Razor, right? Because the Sven is the true counter to this Meepo in the game, but if he gets linked up at the start of a fight, you're going to have some serious issues taking down Gipki, and I'm a big believer that Meepo is a broken hero. Even when there's counters, it's still, I think, super undervalued, and I would agree. I think Forze, you've got a great shot here.
Yeah. I mean, you say sort of, you know, Sven sort of, you really see it as overall a straight-up counter to me, but I feel like this here it needs items, right? There's a large portion of the game where sure you got a bit of cleave, but if you're not sort of an item or two ahead, chances are this Meepo is going to be avoiding you, getting the C-Blade done, and suddenly by the time he's ready to go to fights where you're involved, you're never far enough ahead as a Sven.
The thing is, you can keep up, right? And then you have a point with like you know, the Mask Gecko BKB build as an example, or the Mask SNY BKB, where then you can't, like Meepo can't go toe-to-toe with you. And you need some hero that can challenge him. In addition, you have a Storm, you have an Omni Knight, you've got the team fight, right? You can catch this Meepo, no problem. Only Shadow Demon is there for the save. I would say, I think Forze, they've got to win the game by 25 minutes. Not win like get thrown, but rather have that definitive advantage. Because Aster into the late game, especially once those BKBs come online, start to dominate.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. Yeah. So 25-30 minutes, you want to run them over as Forze. If it goes late, suddenly Sven's, this Storm's getting a chance to like reach level 25, Sven's 6 slotted, then Aster have definitely got that late game sort of potential. But yeah, you got to imagine that Forze coming into this draft with that 5th pick Meepo have an exact plan with the high tempo they want to play at, and to make sure that Gipki gets this solid start and gets to this mid-game position where Asta just aren't going to be prepared for this Meepo barreling down their lanes.
Yeah, we will see. It will come down to the lanes, as most games of Dota often do. Specifically looking at this mid matchup, Meepo versus Storm. Chuan has really impressed me, and I really think this Astra lineup, they're favored to win this event for a reason. I was talking to Fade upstairs earlier. He's definitely feeling good. The team is definitely taking this seriously. Like, they're prepared.
Oh, dude,
they're ready.
This is the road to the major.
And it's funny because from Fade's perspective, right, he was here last year with Vici Gaming. They won the minor and then they went on to win the major, if I'm not mistaken. He's been here before. He's like, yeah, it's like I'm coming home. Like, they're
could be
excited.
That lucky charm, Good old Fade. Well, we'll see. I mean, definitely always an interesting test to see. You know, when you get these teams turn up, pick up a Meepo, and you know, then it's you know Asta's going to be pushed to their limits. They've got to play this game very sensible. There's no room for mistakes. If you mess up once or twice in the early game, this Meepo's going to run you over. So, no room for mistakes here from Asta in game 1.
This is fun. It was just funny because Fade was talking about how, you know, China, one of the issues is like they don't have too much new blood. I mean, you know, got all these veterans, like they retire, they just come back and start playing, and he didn't talking about
the battle begins.
He's so cute though. One of my favorite Chinese, really one of my favorite players in general, to be quite honest.
Excellent sense of humor.
Yeah. Oh, Vanscore. Ooh, this is interesting for Boca.
I should be alright with the level 1 spells they've got. Yeah, Chu doesn't want to chase this. Let's Baboka walk it off.
Yeah, I like that he started with the stick as well, right? Because it's a Bane, so you're going to just trade, spam the Brain Sap, but you're going to get free stacks from Chu, who's going to continuously be spamming out that poison. Mars as well with the W spam, so it's a really nice item pickup here.
Now we are going to have the Bane TP over. Doesn't want to waste time. Baboka taking the walk over. Needs to be by SCCC's side as soon as he can. And top lane, yeah, standard stuff to be done. XXS, he's going to grab the 30-second wave.
Yep.
We'll see if he wants to stick around and grab the minute one. Doesn't look like, yeah, no, he is. He's just circling around. He's going to hover around, get the 2 waves, drag them all the way over to his half of the map to farm them up nice and safely.
And this is if you're a struggling offlaner. Oh, no, Courier, gotta be careful with that. But if you're a struggling offlaner, just keep in mind the rule is quite simple. For the most part, if you are countered by the enemy core, look to pull creeps and just effectively don't be an offlaner, but rather turn into the 4. And then that range support, as you can see, Fade under tower, just pressuring 19, making it difficult for him to last hit for free, and also not threatened at all really by this link.
No, absolutely not. Especially with the item build that Fade came into lane with. You see with this brown boost, they're expected to, to do exactly this. Fade knew that he just had to be ready to break the distance, and having that extra bit of movement speed certainly helps with that.
Yeah, and you see a lot of teams do this sometimes. They just kind of leave their offlaner on an island in an unfavorable matchup, and it's like, guys, like you're doing it wrong. Don't try to win this lane. You can't. Just make it not a lane anymore. And as we can see here, both players just going to be forced to farm under their tower, harassed by only his support. But mid is still probably...
Well, Tron's been doing an excellent job. He's been just shoving the waves in perfectly, and he's coming out a decent amount ahead, sort of a wave ahead of GibKey. Obviously, things are likely to change now that GibKey hits the 3. He's got the 2 Meepos. But yeah, definitely a solid start from Tron on the first few waves.
And he gets the bottle too, and he'll get the rune.
He's going to have the point in net to go for a bit of aggression. Tron, with a remnant down, can make sure that GibKey's not feeling strong enough to chase Tron up to the high ground. So Tron should still have a solid edge in this. In fact, he's going to go for the kill potential, or just a bit of harass. Yep. Does take that point in the vortex at level 3, so he can play that little extra aggressive, force one of the Meepos to back up and spend a bit of time refueling. So he has another bit of a wave to play around with GibKey when he's only having to deal with the 1 Meepo unit.
Yep. I like that build on the Storm. I think just, I mean, it's 60 mana for level 1 W, and whenever I see that skipped, I do get frustrated, because it's like the cheapest way to get an overload proc as well, so.
No, it really is, yeah. I think, it's sort of become standard to take it at the 4. At the 3 is a little earlier than normal, but can definitely set up for good situations where you are able to play that little bit more aggressive than potentially on its the 2 points in the passive.
Bottom lands and comes around. Nice. Last hit by BZZ there, gets the big creep. And bottom is actually going pretty well for this Mars lane. I would have expected the Sven Bane to do a bit better, but the pressure is just too much. I think this Mars hero is certainly underrated, especially with this new Rebuke first build. Oh yeah, just spam harass with that ooze as well.
Yeah, great harass and very easy to secure sort of like the whole wave of CS, even just at the early levels, as long as you set up the creeps correctly. And BZZ incredibly strong on his Mars on this offlane, so he knows exactly what's up, and he's doing a great job with it. Top lane, CS for 19 team, what we're seeing, 16 for 5, so as expected, but maybe not as much free farm as you expect with the way that they set up that lane at the start with just the support in, just as it was. Fade being that Rubik, I mean, you mentioned it is annoying though, just being there in lane against this hero, constantly reducing your right click and message you up.
Razor's already got low right click damage. If you look at the builds, he didn't go for any agi, he didn't start Wraithband items, so his damage was low. Plus, it's a Razor, like your damage is low. You need Link most of the time to help you with blast hitting, and he's being pressured under tower. You're one of the worst heroes at dealing with that. And yeah, to your point, like, yeah, it's only 9 CS on the Omni, but it's the XP being equal that I think is more important, and the fact that you're slowing this Razor down while your Sven's game is still quite nice and even getting better. First blood goes to Fade.
First blood.
You've just seen that 1k difference, right? So being hovered around, but Asta, all things considered, this is the exact start that they want to hope for. You want to make sure that you have these, at least, the levels coming in for all 3 of your cores to begin with, so that there's going to be less of a window for the Meepo to make those early moves around the 15-minute mark and abuse cores that had a really rough laning stage. As it is, Astra have done a good job of making sure they haven't left any gaps early on.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Batterins are going to spawn up.
I have no reason to lie about such things.
So he should be able to steal this one. Indeed he is.
Bounty killing!
Into the 2 for 2, right? Yeah, 2 for 2 there from the sides.
Yep, and look, Meepo has a sheep stick queued up first item. I'd be very shocked if that's what he goes for.
I mean, I'm up for seeing this. This is not what you're used to on a Meepo. I mean, sure, big item rushes, but you want your E-blades, you want a bit of stats. Yeah, sure. I guess it gives you stats, but it's very all in, right? You have to start making plays, looking for the pickoff. Hitting jungle creeps or just clicking down lanes.
Oh, he's gonna get caught here. Fade, high tower. Really well done. The pressure from the storm forces the Meepo's back, and there's Fade out of nowhere.
Yeah, this is rough for the Meepo. This really is. I mean, sure, he's up there, he's level with the net worth, but the fact that they're able to put this pressure on GiveKey early, get that sort of a kill, make sure that the Storm is not getting forced out of the lane. Chuan's getting a lot out of this. He's more than happy with the situation mid. This is not sort of that smooth start for the Meepo. If you're dying in lane in the first, before the 10-minute mark, problems are happening.
Yep. And part of that is just the side lanes are not going well for Forze. Their ideal scenario would have been Razor dominating top, and then left on an island against the Omni, and all of a sudden you're free to rotate around the map as the Snapfire, but you don't have that luxury necessarily, because 19, not really with a definitive lead up here, and Fade just doing a great job already with Arcanes. He's just going to keep spamming on him. And yeah, how do you last it? He has barely 40 damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, it's just, Fade is, I think he's pretty much his best here, if not one of the Rubik. He knows exactly how to be so annoying on it. The bottom lane, they do manage to get the pick off onto Baboka, getting in aggressive with the three of them. Fade TP's over, maybe Caesar can set up something in return as they drag back into the stun from SCCC, and Asta will be able to get the trade. Getting some more money going the way of SCCC's Sven. Standard build, of course, for him, treads into the mask.
You look at this Astra team, you actually realize how big these names are, right? They just added QQQ, famous ex-coach of LGD. Yeah. You add on to that Fade, you got SCCC Carry.
And then you got Baboka.
Yeah, there's a lot of players here that have proven in the past they can perform at an S-tier level. Just a question of whether they can put it all together. So far, they dumpstered Boom and looking quite good here in this opening game. But still,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Anything could happen. He has changed up his item.
I feel like a broken record.
I expected that. There's no way you just rush Hex
you got at least
or something.
You got to have some of those early stats.
Dire's middle tower is under an extraordinary
I'm still up for
amount
seeing
of
it. I don't know if
stress.
it's any good. If it goes for it after the treads, he may have just been sort of messing as the E-blade or even the blink is more preferable. E-blade for sure. That's kind of what you want to see on your Meepo coming out nice and quickly.
Dire's middle tower is under
Especially
attack.
against so having some sort of protection for heroes that are gone on by this Sven when SCCC does get involved in the action. This Sven is, I said he has to have a fair few items in him to be in a good part, and at the beginning of this game has gone very nicely for him. Towards mid, you do see the supports facing off against one another. Chu hanging around to make sure that GiveKey does have this sort of safe space around the camps around mid without the Warrior Fade getting in behind the tower and nuking down one of the Meepos if they do happen to get low to the jungler.
Chu's in trouble.
I'm going to go for Chu instead. I said, well, we don't need to get GiveKey. We'll go for you instead with his backup. They are able to get him with the cookie back.
Out Cleave and the Mask of Madness. This is what I love to see on this patch.
Try mid, but now there's the chance to go on to the Meepo. There's 4 heroes here. They collapse straight upon GiveKey. Step forward, and he stepped forward to his death. There's Ash to punish him. GiveKey, it's sure it's only the second death, but 2 deaths at this sort of game as a Meepo, it does not feel good at all.
It would appear Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Got the spear, but
Dire's middle tower
they're going
is
to try
under
and
an
maybe see if they can come
extraordinary
off from the
amount of
river.
stress.
I don't know if they'll quite have the reach though. They shouldn't.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He'll be there to catch him out.
Good.
And we're seeing it already. Like the movements from Asta. It's only 10 minutes in.
Radiant's top tower is under
I
attack.
feel like you're feeling a difference already.
Yep, for sure. They're just playing crisper, right? It just
Radiant's
nothing
structures
really
are beautifully
lost, it feels.
fortified.
To make moves,
Dire's bottom
they're not
tower
going to give you
is
freebies. That's what
under
it comes down
attack.
to. Even up top, Omni, as this all happens, XXS just camping behind tower with his phase boots ready. You can't really make a move on him. And look at this, he's continuing for more.
Sorry,
So aggressive. The
Dire's
TP will
bottom
come
tower is
through,
under
but
attack.
not soon enough before he's able to easily
You
zip back
gotta-
to safety. These
Let
moves.
the net.
I mean, top, they're trying to go in. Vanscourt, he takes a huge amount of damage. The purification, he just straight up dies. They were hunting around the tower to.
Dire's bottom tower
I don't know what they were trying to do. I think they were trying to go for this Omni Knight, but that is not a kill that these two heroes can get alone. They'll find Fate. Well, will they? Spears up the
I don't mean
with
to
the
be
stolen quick jumps
alarmist,
out.
but
Swallows
Dire's
cookie
bottom
out of the
tower
arena. He
is
goes.
under
Fate just
attack.
firing on these kids.
And DD now, it's Storm is a definite freebie.
Fate will make sure that does not happen. Fate bolt to the back. I mean, Fade, he's 4-1 of 3 at the moment on his Rubik. A fantastic KDA, 11 minutes in, involves 7 of these 8 kills that Astra has had. It's just, I mean, I'm saying the tease move, maybe it's just sort of Fade, you know, this guy, he is everywhere.
Look at the way the game was set up, right? We see this from Secret a lot as well, where, you know, your
Dire's
offlaner is
middle
going to get
tower
screwed. So what do you do?
is under attack.
Help him. Omni not forced to stay up here on an island. Fade has gotten so much space because of this. He's the one laning against this Razor for a few minutes in this game. He's over leveled. When you get Arcanes, like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, Rubik becomes this incredibly almost overpowered hero. And also to note, I love that Baboka got that 1 point in Feeble, 15% more stun duration just on anybody he's auto-attacking when you consider his draft.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Supports the only heroes in Dota that can create stuns that last longer than they should.
Oh yeah, they have insane amount of single target control. And it's just very
Dire's
good at
top
punishing
tower is
these
being attacked
teams
like
that
nobody's
Asta feels that
business.
they constantly, they're going to be able to outmaneuver. They are going to find situations where they are going on a hero that has no sort of save potential behind it.
Dire's top
That's
tower is
what I'm
under
saying.
attack.
Spaces
Have
there
been
for Astra now
fortified.
pushing on
Must
top.
Dire's
I mean, as I
bottom
say,
tower is
Gipkey's
under attack.
game has been entirely messed up and slowed down.
Dire's
It's
top
a very
tower
hard
has
sort of
fallen.
aim for him to
I
play
couldn't
now. This
predicted
Meepo,
this.
his team, they're 4K
Radiant's
behind.
bottom tower is
He's
under
2K
attack.
gold towards his
Dire's
first start.
has structures
But you're seeing
fortified
already
for
the difference
celebration.
between him and SCCC. SCCC's already got those first 2 major items.
Radiant's
Master Madness,
bottom
the
tower is being
Crystalist. He's a
subjected
down
to
gold.
extreme
He's going to be taking
violence
this tower
under
soon
an
to hit level 12.
extraordinary
It
amount
is at the
of
point now
stress.
where SCCC will turn up to the fight. And you're right,
Dire's
he's going to
middle
catch the
tower
Meepo.
has
Meepo's got nothing on it.
It's a really good
Dire's
point, and we
top tower
just
is
saw
under
this in
attack.
that previous series from GPK, right? And it's something I feel like we should give more credit to. This idea that popular items sort
Radiant's
of
bottom
dictate
tower
popular
is under
heroes.
attack.
And I think this Crystalist is one of those that it's just too
Radiant's
good. It's
bottom
bringing Sven
tower
back.
has
And
fallen.
you think of heroes that utilize it well, such as Ember, such as Sven. You're like, oh, maybe this
Dire's
does work.
top
Because all of
tower
a
is
sudden,
being
they're
attacked
hitting a
like
timing
nobody's
that
business.
makes them good, right?
Yeah.
Because it's suddenly, as you said, it's what, 13 minutes into the game?
And this guy's terrifying.
And not
Dire's
just
top
that,
tower is under
he
attack.
can farm without taking damage.
Must
So at
Radiant's
all
bottom
times,
tower is
SCC
being
is on map.
subjected to
Either hitting
extreme
creep waves,
violence.
towers, heroes, it doesn't matter. He's getting
Dire's middle
stuff
tower
done.
is under attack.
And that is huge for a hero
I
like
feel
Sven.
like a
It's just
broken
way more
record.
efficient than, say, the Echo Saber as an example, in terms of raw DPS output. And now, yeah, you've got all these Dire heroes in the Radiant jungle. They're going to
See
smoke
what
up
they can
the
do.
They have a ward. They knew this is coming. Nice ward
Dire's
place. That
top
was
tower
just
is under
put down
attack.
by Baboka on the high ground.
Must
As
I
they see this
repeat
coming. You see,
myself?
hey, let's roll out. We got wards up here. We got a high ground. Let's go camp by our mango tree base.
I mean, give
Dire's top tower is being attacked like nobody's
Gonna
business.
bring them back and over and start to push out mid. Still yet to
Radiant's
see what he's going to
bottom
invest in.
tower is under
He
attack.
didn't re-queue up the
Has
Hex.
that
I've
ever
got to
been
imagine he's
cause
going
for
to pick up that Eagle
celebration?
Song and just go this more standard E-Blade brute.
See, but you know, it's a 0-2-1 Meepo. Is this you really supposed to be smoking and fighting with him?
I mean, well, I say he's got some of the Meepos farming, you know. It's not like he's got all 3 of them in the smoke. He is still
what I mean is,
pushing waves and getting them in the camps.
When do you see Meepos look for fights? Because typically it's not when they just have treads and 3 wraith bands.
I mean, that's very what you're saying. Well, what's the point in even just bringing one if he's got 3,200 gold he's yet to invest?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just not.
I think they're just feeling a bit desperate right now, Forza. They know that this game it's not going to get any easier, and to sort of have this deficit, this lead that Asta has against them at just 15 minutes in a 5k advantage with their lineup, it's so hard for Forza's heroes to play into these cores.
And I love Tron. He's went for the Kaya, but he's actually going to go for the Orchid instead of the Bloodstone Rush, because you look at this, you can hunt that Shadow Demon, right? There's no save anymore, and the rest of your team can go on whoever the hell they want. Sven, this SCCC, a couple crits, they're just going to kill him. You get 2 for the price of 1, as long as the Storm's
Radiant's
able to find
middle
the
tower
save in the
is
back
under
line.
attack.
And still with that regen bottled, so like again, Storm and Sven, they're just always on map, always farming, and it just doesn't feel like Forza has that tempo that they're looking for out of the Eagle. He's gonna have his Eagle Song in a sec. There's the E-Blade, but will that be enough to equalize?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, it might buy sort of a bit of time, a bit of safety on one of the targets that gets gone on. But again, the beauty of Sven, right? You just
Radiant's
turn to
top
another
tower
and
is under attack.
You know, look to use
I've
the
never
cleave
seen
to
Radiant
hit arrows
structures
down, and
looking
even
so
when one hero's going to be
fortified.
saved for a bit of time with the ghost form from
It
that
would
source
appear
of damage,
Radiant's top
it's not
tower
really going
is
to be long
under
enough to
attack.
have any chance of killing the Sven, especially when it's backed up by these sort of heroes. You know, XXS on the Omni Knight is always going to be
Radiant's top tower has
by
fallen.
SCCC's side,
Surely
just
that
buffing
was
up this course. Incredible potential with just 16 minutes in, and Gipkey, he comes forward, Asta's there with
Radiant's
wraparound.
top
Can they
tower
save their
is
depot?
under
Eventual
attack.
disruption will come out. XXS on the front lines, 19 T's going to stand there with the Future. It's there from the high ground, but Boca locking down the Razor.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Schwartz up to the high ground. They're walking. It's a triple kill for SCCC, and the fight is not over yet. SCCC and Twitter coming over to clean up the rest of them. Here comes the clean. Ultra kill. This man is 6 kills. But you get it off the hell there. 5 heroes down on Forza. This game, I think it might be time to wrap this one up and done. This is 16 minutes in. Sven's just turned up. SCCC getting a rampage.
Yeah, this is the scariest hero in Dota to be ahead like this, because it doesn't matter if you have Ray. I don't care what heroes you have. If Sven's hitting you with ult up, he's killing you. And
Dyer's
there's not a
middle tower is
damn thing
under
you can
an
do about it.
extraordinary
Your
amount of
only hope is to
stress.
run.
Yeah.
He is effectively a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I don't care what they
Dyer's
say in the
middle
movies.
tower is under attack.
You're not going to beat him.
I feel like a
And now he's
broken
got a new
record.
claw as well.
Great.
I mean, extra plus 24 damage. Extra, you know, starting off with a guaranteed crit every now and then for a few seconds.
Раз, два, три.
Yep, the Sannyasha.
Very
He's
nice
like
sound for him.
nigh unkiteable now.
I mean, yeah, this guy's a beast now. 17 minutes. Oh, another cheeky little ancient stack on the way.
No worries. It's all the little things, right? It just feels like it's all going Astra's way, but it's just a very complete team, and they know what they're doing. They've got experience. They took a little break before the qualifiers, I was being told by Fade, which is partly why they blame being here at the minor instead of already boot camping in LA for the major. But, you know, they're finding their form. They're certainly warmed up now, and so far so good. Another smoke up from
Trying for
Forza.
this mid. BZZ smoke will end as Fade's in position to dispel. They're going to step forward, try and go in on the Rubik. They do get the stun off. There's FCC Crew stuck back. Fade will fall for this.
Strange to say,
no further
Radiant's
kills to be
middle
found.
tower is
Only
under
the
attack.
Rubik. Still
Radiant's
though, Forza, they'll
structures
take what they can
are
get in this
fortified.
position.
There appears
So
to
they
be
can
some
find
sort of
anything more at the
magic
back of this.
at
Again,
work.
this is obviously their full 5-man that they are having to sweep around the map to find these sort of pickoffs. It's just not the cause. You know, see Chuan yet to die this game. Only the 1 death on XXS, and of course SCCC a very clean scoreboard too. 7-0 and 2 on his KDA. They just cannot deal with or find the cause of Asta. Asta, they're just playing a little too smartly.
And it's just, again, kind of comes down to this concept of they're not on a clock, and they're getting more off the map on a minute-by-minute basis. This is a great position to be in because you're not forced to do anything. You can luxuriously choose your moves.
Tron
I like this one up top.
Finding pickoffs where he wants now. BZZ will try and slide it out of there, but he's gone. Fade doesn't want to mess around, takes that kill, another one to his team. Of course, as Fade continues to rack up those kills assists, can they find SCCC? They have got the ult up, and they've got the control with the net. They're holding him at a range that Vansco can't get a huge amount of damage done.
The big deal there was the E-Blade, which means for a few seconds, Sven can't attack. One of the few answers to him, of course, the BKB that he's got queued up will be able to prevent that.
But I mean, that biggest kill
big.
they found this game.
Oh, for sure.
Getting SCCC in that sort of position. SCCC just a little too confident with the starter. Hell of a lot of money. Obviously, Gipkey would have loved that. But Vansco, he's going to be the one to take it. Takes an 1,144 gold bonus, of course, for finally ending the reign of SCCC in this game.
And the Orchid complete on Chuan. So all of a sudden, this game for Chu rather, it gets much harder. He was almost certainly going to be that initial target at all times. Even Vansco's got to be cautious. He gets jumped over 5 armor.
That's why not going for Roche. They've got a solid line, having them info with E-Blade, a lot of agi, a lot of stats, a lot of right click. You can do this safely and solidly, tanking it up between the units. And not something that Asta are going to be prepared to contest by this. SCCC's back in the game, but it's just like Roshan fools and Forza.
Exploited by the Dire.
See an opportunity to make this great move. Grab that
I'd have
Aegis.
to come back.
And now they have got a little thing extra to fight with. Definitely, as you say, at the timer that you could consider something they can work around once more is, again, looking towards that BKB from SCCC. They're going to see the Ogre Club. They're going to know that with the farming speed that he's been playing at is coming very shortly. Ideally, they want to make a play before he has that done. They do also have Blink on BZZ, so they've got good ways to start off the action, try and separate a hero from the rest of the fight without having to walk in and drop arena necessarily, as they have been having to do so to just kill some of the supports.
That's a quick, minor detail, but I love watching as Triple C just because he does all the little things. When he's walking through the jungle, he's often on strength treads, but when he's actually right-clicking creeps like he is now, he's on agi treads. Even though it doesn't give you the damage, you have plenty. It's the attack speed that becomes more valuable. It's one of only like 3 or 4 heroes in Dota. Tiny is another one, notably, that should always be farming on agi.
Magnus, I'd say.
At a certain point, I think so.
Really? Oh no, farming on Agi, it just feels good. Because if you've got to imagine, if you're doing the math, sure you're doing bigger numbers with the strength, but the frequency of the numbers is better with Agi.
Yes.
So it's likely that you're not going to need an extra hit. There's going to take a bit more time if you're, you're cutting down these heroes in smaller chunks.
It's a little thing. It's just little things. It shows me that this person is dedicated.
He wants to win.
Perfect.
He's doing everything.
Exactly, and it's these little things that I feel
Radiant's
like
bottom tower is
it doesn't necessarily. I don't know how to phrase it necessarily, but it doesn't like, oh, this is amazing. Everyone should be doing this. It's more that, okay, this little 1 to 2% efficiency is probably being sought after
Radiant's
in every
bottom
element
tower
and area of this
is
player's
under
game, not just
Has
in
that
the
ever been cause for celebration?
Okay, bottom lane, Meatbo has the Aegis, so you're going to look to pressure
Radiant's
that tower. All
bottom
4
tower
up
is
and running.
being subjected to extreme
That will be a
violence.
3-2-2. And he's on the back foot.
Look, Radiant's
Forze
bottom
are starting
tower has
to
fallen.
really make the game slow down to a point. As we felt, with the draft, I think it's going to be hard for them to continue to turn it necessarily, but they're holding a very nice position that's allowing Gibkey to get his next time done after the E-Blade. His farm, still short, it's being dwarfed by that of SCCC, but he's holding up there. We're seeing the mid lane, a bit of an attempt. They jump into the arena, then both towards the Ruby. Can they get more? SCCC in the middle of it all, trying to slow them down with the burst from the Remnants. They'll look to chase down this Meepo, but SCCC, the BKB wears off. We're going to look towards the easier kill. Speed script going after BZZ, locks him down. Zip caught with the silence. They're trying to go on Vanskor, but Vanskor, he's got enough backup. They don't want to commit anymore, as it's a 1-for-1. Again, Forze are definitely giving it some short in the trade. They're losing a core for a support, but they are fighting back, and they are making Asta work for it now. Despite Asta getting such a solid lead early on, Asta aren't necessarily as making as fluid of moves as they were in the early game.
A big part of it is also though, that the Sven damage is not really online yet. That Sanjin Yasha item, it's nice for the luxury, but it's really just
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You see Meepo with that E-Blade.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Down twice, there we go again though, SCCC backing away. Still got a good amount of HP and mana to work with. They'll try for Vanskor, but Chuan's got to play it safe. His mana's low, will zip back to safety. Knows he cannot commit for this, so he's taking the Aegis away. This may dissuade Forze from going for further objectives for a little bit of time, but...
the Scotty up on the Meepo as well. So yeah, Sven really, even with that BKB, he's smacking him, but just not any damage output. And with no BKB, he's got to be very cautious.
Yeah. Without the God Strength, he's not going to do enough damage. I mean, sure, I guess at the start of that last fight, we did see that. Gibkey was able to kite him out very nicely.
66% physical resist on this Meepo.
And they do have to throw a lot onto him. As Gibkey at this stage, he is tanky. And if Forze can fight around him and BZZ is able to get him with these arenas, really disrupt the fights and stop Asta from being able to start with a quick pick, then things can go Forze's way. They continue to slow down any sort of momentum that Asta were building up earlier. Sure, it's a 3k lead, but it's a lead that's only getting smaller with each play and each move that Forze is making. They're going to go straight back in with the smoke. BKB pop from 19 team. He's forcing the boat off the side. Tron goes to the backline. They'll be able to find the Shadow Demon. Quickly move over to Vanskor on the Snapfire. So they take the 2 supports out. Gibkey and BZZ, they're still going to be good for the fight. BKB pop that Link. You see, he's moving in, but indeed the Link's going to slow things down. They're trying to get off 19 team. They have to back off. Make sure that the Link breaks. He's lost a bit of his damage, but he's still got a good amount to fight with. Silence on the BZZ. They get themselves the triple kill. And with this in mind, Asta, they're not ready to stop anytime soon. They're going to continue to chase. Tries to move away, they just start into the lift. A further bit of control with the pullback. Do they have the damage though? Gipkey, he's turning. The rest of the Meepo army is just killing off SCCC. And Gipkey, he's going to be ready for one twice. He's out of mana. The Storm, he's out of luck. He's dead too. Gipkey turning the fight around. Tries to TP out as a bite from SCCC. He's really doing his best to kill this Meepo. The damage, he has it in SCCC. He falls low. Boca is there with the Fiend's grip. They need to get this Sven back in, but the Nightmare is actually ending for too long. Gipkey's just killing off the heroes as he can. He comes back over. SCCC is trying for this with the E-break. Gipkey, he's able to separate the Meepo, gets him back to safety. They're chasing. Can they kill this Meepo? Another route out first score. The Cookie to provide the protection of the space. The Cookie into the front lines and buys the space for Gipkey to get out.
Holy shit, he played. I've never seen Owen almost out of breath. And those he's still alive.
I mean, Gipkey, where was this Meepo play earlier? At the start, it was like, he's the hero now.
That honestly was I've seen a lot of Meepos that straight up just win games because their efficiency, right? They farm jungle faster, they get ahead, they spam a combo, and they won the game. That was some of the most impressive in-flight micro I've ever seen. That was nuts.
He's killing off these supports, you know, separating, preparing himself for the buyback.
The nets, the E-blade defensively. That was
very nice from Gipkey.
I cannot believe that they're actually coming back into this. Like, I'm saying, oh, there's no hope for them in Awaken. There's no chance. We've seen Meepo lose so many games in these sort of spots, but he came back from like a 4K net worth disadvantage to now be up by 1,000.
I mean, this is just sort of Meepo in a different way. I mean, you said it. So the top Meepos that you sort of see from other teams, they're 5K ahead, 15 minutes in.
Yeah,
they're cleaning up the map. They know the routes and the farming patterns. Gipkey's game, to be fair to him, it was slowed down, right? He dies 2 times in the laning stage. It's not going to be easy to recover. But he's making the moves and dancing around Asta. And if he can continue to do that, you know, this game, this is looking rough and rough for Asta. Asta's, they're losing this lead.
I love that item pickup too. A halberd on the Meepo. Not just for the evasion, but for the aggro disarm on the Sven. If you can disarm SCCC before his BKB, like, you might just straight up win a fight off that.
Now,
and you have the E-blade defensively too, so 2 different tools he can save himself with.
And also, we'll see in mid if anything's going to happen here, Fade. No, he's going to be fine. Now, because Dota's a weird game, we don't really know how everything works. Theoretically, the 30% self-HP regen and lifesteal amp probably should buff the lifesteal from your passive, the ransack.
Correct. Definitely, yes.
At least only on the main Meepo, I guess. So it doesn't really matter too much. But if it does work, you're going to have one Meepo that's going to be, healing up a real treat. But of course, it says it's health steal. It's a weird mechanic, so maybe it doesn't actually get buffed up like that on even just the main Meepo. And if it did get buffed up on any, it would only be the main Meepo. But we'll see. We'll keep our eyes on that. See if you see one Meepo just consistently staying at full HP. As long as he's hitting away.
I love Dota for that. There's just things you just don't know.
It would appear Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's structures are not only fortified, they are positively glowing.
Yeah, we'll make that interaction, but no, that doesn't work. Different word.
Sven, you got that. Daedalus complete.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Potentially be overwhelming now for this Meepo. You gotta be quick.
Yeah, with the DD.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Get a haste.
A haste, okay.
When the courier, they know they're there.
And they're scared now. They're scared of this Meepo. They know Gipkey, he's got the plays, he's got the moves. They got to respect this Meepo. BZZ. Oh, I said not BZZ. Well, BZZ is dying here. That's not going to be a good start to the fight now. Asta, can they go, come on, does Gipkey want to join this? That's the question. Vansko's trying to push it back with the fire. They jump over Twan, able to put a stop to the Mortimer's kisses. They move over onto him, no hope for the now Gipkey turns up. The GS going to be out BKB set by SCCC. They've got to get rid of this Meepo. They're getting pushed the tree fade with the stars. Now it should be enough to kill They kill the Meepo, and now they can look to smoothly clean up the rest. Up to the high ground they go. They catch out 19-teen as well. This time they do it. And Fade, I mean, he's obviously this spear. You got to respect that stun duration, right? Amped up by the passive. It's a huge disable. If they do get that connection,
that was just a straight up outplay. I mean, he bait out the Mars ulti. SCCC not only kills him, but doesn't have to use the BKB. Then they can continue to chase the Razor. Then they go for the Meepo. Ideal fight. And from trying to enter. And you get free agents as well. Can't ask for more. Destruction on this Fenn. ended up paying off too. Arguably the best item he could have picked up here with those tier 3 drops.
Yeah, no, Tron every single time has been very, very good with his positioning. He's always going for Vanscore, Chu on the back lines. Instantly, it's one of the best ways to deal with the Snapfire, having this hero that has this insane mobility. Each time you see the kisses come out, you're never going to get a very long duration of the Snapfire ultimate out as long as Tron's ready to get on top of them. There's not really a lot of counters to do to sort of against that. Well, Vanscore gets a BKB, that's kind of it. Every single other time, he's going to be Vortex, and that high damage ult is going to be put to an end. Master able to get a bit back of a control of this one, and well, it's not quite stopped yet, as they're still split up a little bit. Forced to try and come out. Tron fully low on the mana. Chu with the disruption will hold back the storm out. SCC's in the restaurant. They traps Chu by the trees. Takes down the second support force. They're going to try to find back. Look to get the split and then find it. They'll find XXS. The rest of the side of Asta are already backing away. They know that Gibkey's out and he's hungry. Gibkey. See if you can find anyone, but no, Asta a little too speedy. They'll get everybody else out of there.
The thing is, though, the big beacon of hope here for Forza is that BKB on Sven is only at 7 seconds.
It's going down.
Lower and lower. Yep. And if you can just survive, thanks to an E-Blade, thanks to a disarm, anything you can do to kite that Sven. I love the fact that this SD ultimate's consistently being used on him as well, and you just kite. Now the game sort of equalizes a little bit. It's the storm, actually, I think that becomes the biggest issue for Forza to deal with. Because the Sven, yeah, sure, he's going to be doing damage, but you have ways of kiting him, of preventing him from getting on top, staying on top of your heroes, rather. Yeah. And the Razor Link also is going to become more valuable. You're going to have a Shivas in a second. This is still looking like anybody's game. No, it really is. It really is. I was just, I feel like going back, Asta's sort of going to be kicking themselves, saying, how were we not able to do more with that very early lead? 16 minutes in, this Sven's getting a rampage, but now we're at 32 minutes into the game. For example, Forza map control, they still have all of their tier 2 towers. Asta weren't able to take that much away from them on the map in that sense. Sure, overall, they're getting back control and a hold of these fights. They're starting to find these pickoffs once more. Forza getting a little lax with the way that they head out onto the map. These supports, we're seeing Chu, Vanscore dying every now and then here as things are getting broken up. I mean, they're just trying to make space right now, I guess, for Gibkey to get that next time. You mentioned it, they know the BKB's low, they get that Hex done as well, and suddenly there really is that additional element of control that's going to be very hard for the course. And even Twan as well to play. It's more the supports is the problem. I feel like these Aster heroes, like, there's no pressure on this Rubik, as an example, whereas Chuan, he's threatening both supports at all times. There's no real reach advantage on this Forza lineup because anybody that overextends can just get punished hard by SCCC. So you kind of always are having to play this evasive, like, kiting game against the Sven, which allows these Aster supports to play far more forwards than they would have to if they were playing
tower is under attack.
Spectre, Storm. And now Aster, they have TD bobbles on Sven. Good gracious, he might just straight up walk high ground.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
He won't, though. They're going to smoke instead. They want to fight.
TD on Sven, the new BKB on Chuan.
He just finished a butterfly. Another reason this Mask of Madness built, this another item that, like, we see it on Lone Druid, right? It's just kind of too good for the cost. All of these items that just kind of give more than their components, their value. And you can split it into Butterfly Satanic, which is exactly what SCCC is going to do.
Down bottom again, support shows, support dies, finds out Vanscore trying to get the side push on. And look at the build as well, Gibkey. So he's, instead of going for the Hex, he is going for the second E-Blade. And I like this as well. I like it because I feel that they don't necessarily need to Hex the Sven, right? As long as he's disarmed, they've got like the Skadi, the Shiva's Guard. They've got ways to slow him down, ruinous sort of attack speed. As long as Gibkey's sort of got this insane amount of agi and right click, he will just lifesteal for a lot of the damage output that Asta's doing to him. As long as he can keep his meepos on targets, it works out. I like you're giving it up. You don't like this decision.
I'm not a huge fan. I don't think you're going to win with just going stat for stat and trying to go tit for tat with the Sven. It's just not going to work. Okay. You need to get pickoffs, and what's missing from your lineup right now, that's the tool, right? The catch, the sort of lockdown that allows the damage output to come out. I just don't see them. I don't see the Meepo being able to find kills. If these didn't share cooldowns, I'd be all about the W.
Yeah, for sure. That would be pretty busted. I mean, I'm just saying, you've got to watch these fights. If they don't successfully burst the Meepo down, he will just go from 0 to 100 HP. If he's just allowed to punch away. with the amount of agi that he's going to be sporting. You know, obviously with those 2 E-blades.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you that. I just, again, the other thing to bring up is that XXS has done a great job of canceling either Mars Arena or the Meepo initiation with his GA.
Yeah.
And there's no real counterpoint for this whatsoever, with the exception of the SD Purge, who primarily has to use it on SCCC just to slow down his rate of killing allies, which is a big problem right now for Forze. Although 29-16, only an 8K gold lead. No ages to worry about any longer as well. So still could be anybody's game.
Tons of smoke. Forze, they know they're strong with these E-blades. But it is, it's, you know, in some of these big items, you know, the BKBs both ready to pop. Cheese as well. You know, obviously one of the other reasons that butterfly being very good, the evasion very effective against a hero like Meepo, who just is never going to have some sort of true strike potential. Sure, maybe you could argue Bloodthorn, but it sounds like a pretty awful item on a Meepo.
Indeed.
You don't want to be buying that.
But I like that he chose to go for the butterfly himself instead of something like an MKB. I think a more inexperienced carry would be like, oh no, he's got evasion, I want to be able to hit him. But in reality, you're better off just sort of advancing in your own survivability, because you're now certainly going to be able to go toe-to-toe, even if you might miss a couple of attacks. Who cares? Plus, it's more efficient because, as we discussed, the mask and can be split.
I don't know. I'll be interested to see. With this armor and this agi and right click, I mean, really, does he really still just come for the Meepo, you think?
Sorry,
I thought we're going to see him turn up in this Meepo.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Maybe my sort of read's totally wrong. Meepo's just still going to shrink at this point. It's just that much damage.
It's not going to be there in a microwave. Leave it out on the
Obviously down bottom, SCCC is going to get jumped on. Does have the Heavenly Grace buff. He's going to immediately pop the Godstrike, but he's already being linked, and 19 able to start this fight in an excellent fashion. SCCC just has to TP out. He has to get away. He cannot fight with it. And this is, you know, a good 100 seconds where they don't have to worry about the God Strength. They can make plays, and without God Strength, he's, you know, this knife ain't cutting any butter.
Yeah, good point. But I still want to just point out, I love the fact like he pops God Strength, attack. This was literally just to buy space because his team's calling for the out. That saves his Omni Knight. Yeah. Because all of a sudden he's TPing to the side. You're still looking at these little things, man.
Straight over that half of the map.
BKB?
They're hunting. They know that they're going to be staying out on the map, Asta.
Got Blink Arena, but they don't have vision. The ward placed by Radiant instead. Just a little slow.
Yeah, they can't make the dive blindly into that Asta, as you say. They do still manage to back away. They know this is going to be coming in from Forze.
Oh, they're going straight for the Meepo. He's under a ward. Aster's still controlling the vision. He's so careful here. He's completely isolated.
Can they? Yeah, they're not going to be able to catch one of those Meepos in time. He's far enough away. Money's racking up. I wonder if he goes all the way of the triple E-blades. I won't be opposed. Maybe now he goes for that.
Double Scotty and double E-blade.
Now, double Scotty sounds awful. If you're doubling up any item, it's definitely not the Scotty. But if you're tripling something, triple E-blade, I'm down.
As the player who invented the quadruple Battle Fury, Owen, I'm not surprised. But
that's true. Yes.
How many games did you win with that again?
Well, I won. Sometimes the games you lose aren't necessarily losses. I feel there are still wins in my heart. You know. And my teammates would disagree. They were quite
It's not about winning, right? It's only a game. Just have fun.
I want to see him spend this money. He's got 5,400 gold. Come on, get yourself to the shop. Get yourself something nice and shiny, nice and new, whether it's going to be another E-blade or whether it's going to be the Hex, if you do want to go back for it now. I mean, at this point, both would be fine, both would work. Top lane fade. It's going to start things off. They have to grab one of the Meepos. The rest have already jumped out. The things, they've got a lot of lockdown. This Meepo, he needs it now, but he's not going to get it. He's gone. They kill him off. The Meepo's down. It's now trying to come in for the side of the ult. They'll be able to push this Mars back. The Raiders BKB still trying to fight this. Forze, they're charging in, but this Razor just getting ripped apart. They separate in the time. What did he say? Doesn't matter. Fade to the fade goal. Taking down two of the cores, both of them buying back. 90. We'll see what they do with this buyback. They don't have the full squad, as Shadow Demon is yet to use his own buyback. Chu's going to be sitting at the sidelines for 35 seconds. But these buybacks, I mean, Roshan is up. That's almost certainly the reason why they are buying back. They want to make sure that Asta doesn't win the team fight, get the Roche as well.
And two things to note. The Storm plus far superior warding provides this massive vision advantage for Aster. Plus, this Bane of Boca has been carrying a gem for the last 15 minutes. Where's the dire vision, right? You're taking these fights around high ground wards placed by Aster. You're never, you don't have the initiation. Storm does, and he's got the information. It's never going to turn out well for you. And they kill off Meeple before the fight even begins. As you said, the buybacks sort of just...
I mean, it makes sense to
what
think
now?
about the Roche. Now, because otherwise, Asta, they would have just headed straight in. Now, Forza can go for it. They know that there's no God Strength for 35 seconds. Oh, Gipsy gets clipped to the cliff here. SCCC heads in. He's going to jump forward and looking to kill off this Razor. This would be a dieback. Razor needs help. I don't think he's going to get it. He's trying to run away, but SCCC is committed with a BKB. Has got the damage there. He's getting linked up. The damage is not enough. Twan comes in with the side. He's forced team trying to get rid of the Razor. Will take him out. 19 team dead for 2 minutes. Gipky's got to be careful. They cannot afford to lose the Meepo. Again, beautiful spear. Clips into the tree. Fell onto the Meepo. Gipky tries to save himself with a self-replay. He's dropped it as well, but the rest of the Meepos are falling. Gipky dead as well on the sidelines. 2 minutes. Asta, they get the huge kills. And with that, they can take what they want. They're going to be able to take again. It's called 2 cores down for 2 minutes. There's no way that Forza can stop any sort of push that will come in. They GG it out. And Asta, they'll take this game. A bit of back and forth. Sarah, the cleanest from them, but they are able to beat that 10 big Meepo at the end.